Here we go. It's a new series, everybody. We are going into top five fan everything. We are going to cover a whole bunch of stuff over the next 6, 7 episodes. So why not jump right into it head first and go with our top five worst fan bases? Okay, what are we talking about when we talk about worst fan bases? Like, how do we pick it?
I had a hard time
Delusion
doing this
and
one.
delusion and overconfidence, claiming championships are imminent despite poor performance. The fan base's arrogance or entitlement, rowdiness, toxicity, fan arrests, violent behavior, crime statistics at stadiums, things like that. And of course, bandwagoning. I don't really go with bandwagoning,
Mm.
but definitely some of the other ones above is what makes, to me, just a garbage fan base. Um, I've witnessed and seen so much in person. Um,
Yeah, you've told me a lot of stories about
I
you going
know.
to the
So
different stadiums and
I've
dealing with
been
the
to
different
so many
fans.
stadiums, so many events. For everybody out there that doesn't know, that's what I've done since I was 18, honestly, when I had free time. Some people might do certain things. I would go on stadium trips. Stadium trips. Been to the Super Bowl, seen the World Series clinched in person, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, and then all the playoffs that go along with that. AHL playoffs, ECHL playoffs, been to BCS bowl games. So it's just again, it's like I've got to see a lot as a neutral fan. Um, so that's kind of like what we're basing a lot of this on. So it's just overall like what makes a fan base bad. So um listen, there's if we know that people are going to disagree. I I promise I know people are going to disagree with these lists. Because honestly, where it comes from is an emotional place. This is coming from an unemotional place. It's just it is what it is, man. We looked up
Yeah.
statistics and things like this. These guys and myself do a whole lot of research. Okay. We are not going international. Some of us may have gone international, because that is possible. I mean, you
I
talk
have
about
one.
what's that?
I do have one for an
Yeah. I mean, I've
international
seen
sport.
hockey and soccer overseas. Jesus, rugby,
Yeah.
cricket. These fans are nuts. So, with that said, I'm excited. I'm also
I'm
nervous at
just
the
waiting
same
for the
time.
stuff's banger. You know he's going to
I
bring
know,
one of
right?
his top
He's
five. It's going to be like
he's gonna
bang and
throw
just
something out of left field.
You have no idea.
Cricket.
It,
The
he's
Indian
already
cricket
excited.
team.
no, it's gonna be something ridiculous like a surfing league in Australia down
Yeah.
under, mate. Um,
As soon as I say it, you're going to agree with me.
We'll see.
The Sharks
we'll
of a
see.
surfing league.
Let's see. Yeah, it's again, most of mine are coming from experiences that I've had in person and people that I know also. Um,
Cool.
yeah, I think it's going to be let's just say it's going to be interesting, man.
Let's run it.
All right, so with that said, let's start. Let's go with Steve, man. Steve, number five.
All right. Most of mine can be honestly shuffled in any order. So I'm just gonna oh, the
That's
one through
same,
five was
it,
really hard to do.
except for like my top three, though. So,
No, even the top three. I mean, honestly, any of
okay.
these could go in any spot. I mean, just because of how they are. So my number five would be the Eagles fans, the team Eagles.
So, is it you're saying just Eagles or Philadelphia?
Well, no Eagles. I was reading up about them as well when I was doing this. And do you know they had a jail at one
Yes,
time
they're
underneath
yeah,
their stadium
yeah, at the vet.
and their
And an
own
on
judge?
and an on-site
Yes,
judge. Yes. Would you
yes.
please stop talking about all my talking points,
Sorry.
Steve?
So, okay, so Steve's got Philadelphia Eagles specifically, not
Yes.
Philadelphia. Okay. Nick, your number five, please.
Number five is all-encompassing football fans, the hooligans. Um, Hooliganism. It's a global gang-like following that can ruin the event for both sides. There's like arson and murder, all kinds of
Mhm.
horribleness, and it's too much. It has to do with too many soccer teams for me to
Okay.
do it individually. So I'm just doing a bulk hooliganism. Yuck.
Okay. That's interesting. The stuff. What do you got, buddy?
My number five is a personal pick. You won't see it on anybody else's list anywhere, but
Okay.
my number five is BYU because I hate it when people bring religion into it. And BYU
These
fans
lists.
do
I
that.
don't think these lists are supposed to be emotional. I got you, buddy. That's
I don't
fair.
care. In my list, my rules,
Okay.
BYU number five.
Okay. Fair enough, buddy. All right. So, number five, again, this is based on statistics and everything else. And, um, I am going to go with, I was kind of surprised when I really did the research and really looked into this. And then, I personally haven't had a bad experience with this fan base, but I've seen a lot of despicable behavior, and that's the Ohio State University. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, it's nothing personal on my Ohio State fans, but yeah, when you really look into it, and then I started to go to some games and start to see them both at home and on the road, and I'm like, wow, I'm like these rumors are true. So I'm going Ohio State, the Ohio State University Buckeyes football at number five. All right, moving on, Steve. Let's hear your number four, buddy.
This one is, I think, because a lot of my family members are fans, but the Dallas Cowboy fans.
Okay,
They're just
so
all around annoying.
yeah, Dallas is on a lot of people's lists and top fives and things like that. They fall under the category, I think, of like false hope, delusion, but you could also say that that's
Delusion. They
loyalty.
always think they're going to win
I,
the Super Bowl
I
every year.
I know, buddy. I
Oh,
know.
they're America's team.
It's
Ugh,
oh
worst
God.
moniker
Here
ever.
we go. All right, thank you, Steve. Number four for Nick Brown.
Number four, turning this up with the city of Boston sport fans.
Okay.
Red Sox, Patriots, championships have repeatedly turned violent. History of people being crushed by crowds, fires, and clashes with PD. Bruins fans aren't exempt. They have a reputation for aggressive, albeit shitty behavior towards visiting fans. Boston PD even has riot gear come out for playoff games to help prevent more
Yeah,
horribleness. So I'm going with all of Boston.
all of Boston. Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. Statistically, it's top five almost everything bad. I do see it. And I understand it. And you know what? The Bruins had, I think, one of maybe the worst homer broadcast guys of all time. I'm so glad that I think Jack. I'm slipping his last name right now. Um, but yeah, one of the worst Bruins um, homers I've ever heard. You know what I mean? Like a lot of broadcasters can do like nationally televised games, um, because they're able to not be such a homer. But yeah, it was Jack Edwards,
Mm.
one of the worst play-by-play guys I've ever heard. So anyway, Brandon, number four, buddy.
Mm, I'm going off of what Nick said for his number five. Hooliganism's one of the worst things out there. And for me, nobody does it worse than Millwall FC over in merry old England. They
Okay,
are notorious for their hooliganism.
Didn't
okay.
they start that term, the hooligans?
The, it
Is that the?
I
I don't know.
know they have a chant that says, "Nobody likes us, we don't care."
there's a song, yeah, that I've heard them say nobody like, yeah, they did a documentary on that as well, and it's like, Philadelphia fans I think have taken on that same cheer, like, oh, we don't care, hashtag we don't care. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, go throw batteries at old ladies, like that's cool. Anyway,
Mm.
yeah, it's yeah. So all right, Brandon, number four, that's a great pick. Love it. So My number four, um, again, this is just based on statistics and everything else, is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Um, that has in years past been one of the most dangerous places for any fan of any road team to go. You've had fans that have gotten beaten up, put in comas. One paramedic almost lost his life just in the parking lot. It's like, what are we doing? Like,
Mm.
really? So, it's also near one of the worst places in Los Angeles. So, there's that too. Um, cool stadium. It's up on a hill. It's kind of neat. Gorgeous views, but it's shit getting in and out of there. I'll say that. One of the worst traffic patterns. Um, Still not worse than like Foxborough or some others. But anyway, LA Dodgers for me at number four. Steve, what is your number three?
Yeah, mine went to is kind of where I'm sorry, Nick went prior. It's England soccer, football.
All of it.
Any Yeah, all of it.
Oh,
I mean, they're just some of they're arrogant and they're just hooligan. I mean, yeah, really, I wouldn't be surprised if it did start there with the hooligan thing
I-
because they're some of the craziest fans and not in a good way.
okay, I got you. Nick, number three.
Number three, going to go north of the border to the Montreal Canadiens.
That okay.
They had some major riots following their Stanley Cup series, wins and losses.
Yeah.
Major riots in 1955, 1986, 1993,
Mhm.
and 2021, most recently. Police
Yeah.
cars burned, stores were looted, and like I said, with wins and losses. Get your
Yeah.
shit together.
Yeah.
I thought
I will
Canada was supposed to be
say,
nice.
yeah, one thing about Montreal Canadian fans, complete and utter inability to have an objective conversation about their team. I mean, absolutely impossible. They
Mhm.
cannot do it. They will not do it. They don't know how to do it. Um, and if it's anything bad about their team, it's like, yeah, they're just, it's kind of absurd. It makes them kind of sound ignorant at times, but yeah, there is a total lack of ability to have an objective conversation about their team. So, um, yeah, not a bad pick. Uh, Brandon, the stuff, number three.
My number three, already mentioned, going with the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia,
Number
specifically the
three. Okay.
Eagles.
All right.
Making
All
you
right.
crazy over there.
Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. Okay. Number three for this guy is going to be Pittsburgh. It is what it is, man. I've been to quite a few Steeler games, always the same. I've been to some Penguin games, and and listen, I know some great Penguin fans, I really do. But the behavior that I've seen on just a constant basis with that fan base is just so pitiful and embarrassing that yeah, they're in there. I went to a Steeler game with a kid, and granted, they got beat by the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football. One of the greatest passes and catches live I've ever seen was at that game with Roethlisberger to a young Antonio Brown. I
Mhm.
don't know how Ben got the ball there, and I don't know how Antonio Brown caught this ball and got his feet in. Um, Look it up. One of the most incredible plays I've ever seen. But the kids that I went with, grown men after the game are like walking down the street, throwing their shoulders into guys. There's two fights over here. It's just like they're idiots. Yeah. And again, I know a lot of great Steelers fans, but I'm sorry. But yeah, that's one of the worst fan bases. I just, I can't even deny it. I mean, I don't want to say it because I know so many good ones. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's embarrassing. So that's my number three. Steve, moving on. Number two.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of some of yours, but mine is pretty much all LA teams except for the Chargers because
So
they're kind of new to the area.
LA.
Yeah, LA. Just because I mean, if you talk, I mean, they're just violent, especially
Yeah.
if something doesn't
I
go their way. They just
Nope.
get violent.
And I could have done that with the Dodgers. It's the same with the Rams. Honestly, it's LA's fan base was I just used some of those. But yeah, it is LA. Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. It's just there's just violence, stabbings, shootings. It's like freaking
Even LA fans or any LA fans going to a different place, like for instance Phoenix, living there and going to one of their games and then
yeah,
playing an LA team. If
sure.
it doesn't go their way, they get violent with you. If you don't talk shit with them or you do talk shit with them, they get violent. So it's a
Yeah.
lose-lose situation with a lot of their fans.
I completely agree. It's yeah, man. It's just like what are we doing? Look at the players on the field, on the ice after the game. They're they're shaking hands, they're hugging, they're trading jerseys, they're praying, whatever they want to do. And it's like you see these fans up in the stands and they're beating people up. Why? Because I'm wearing a Reds jersey
Yeah,
or
another team's jersey.
whatever. You know what I mean? A Niner jersey or a Bears jersey or whatever. Like, grow up. It's
Yeah.
just disgusting and despicable.
Yeah,
So,
you definitely don't want to wear a Bay Area jersey
oh no, 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 no. Yeah,
In Southern California.
no. That one paramedic, it was what was his name? Brian Stowe. Yeah, Brian Stowe. I remember because I was working at AMR at the time in Las Vegas. But anyway, yeah, dude, just yeah, embarrassing. So, Nick, what is your number two?
Number two is going with the Oakland slash Vegas, although albeit better in Vegas, Raiders. They've had a decade-long reputation for fights and stabbings and general parking lot chaos before the game even starts. The black hole, it travels. The black hole traveled to
Yeah.
visiting station because I lived in Denver, and when the Raiders played the Broncos,
Yeah.
there was a black hole at Mile High Stadium. Um, Although, like I said, Vegas has toned it down a little bit, but the reputation still, yeah,
It follows, yeah. It was LA, it was Oakland, it was yeah, man. I mean, it's yeah, yeah. So, thanks for the pick. The stuff. What's your number two, buddy?
Mine's along the same line. My pick was LA Dodgers. It's just
LA Dodgers
a
is
scary place to be, especially if you're rooting for the other team.
yeah. Yep.
We have a consensus on LA teams.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw a Brewer fan once there. I was at a game with a buddy, and I saw a Brewer fan get literally almost killed, almost stomped out outside of a bathroom. I'm like, what are we doing? And it was just a yeah. Anyway, it's just sad, man. It was a bunch of like they looked like, they were bangers. They were throwing up gang signs, and it's like this poor guy's in a Brewers jersey. It's like he's just trying to go to the game, and it's like, yeah. So, all right. This stuff is just sad to me. It's like, what are we doing? Like, you're really? So, I guess I just don't understand this level of, ignorance with some of this stuff. So, number two, and it bothers me to have to say this one, but it's because I love going to these places. I love going to games at these stadiums, and it's Boston, and it's just man, they just do it to themselves. You end up on these lists for a reason, and it's like what are you so mad about? You've got a great bunch of teams here.
And a history of teams.
Yeah, you've won so many titles. It's like, why are you such toxic people?
It's
yeah.
not like your Cleveland
Why?
fans where you
No,
haven't
I
won
mean, listen,
anything.
there's a bunch that could have also been on this list. Okay.
Oh, a lot, yes.
Honestly, but it's like, again, I go down to numbers and like, what I've seen in person, my personal experience, I can wear a jersey in any stadium and it's like, I've never had an issue. But and I understand it's somehow the way that you react, but it's like, dude, what are we doing? If I'm in a stadium of a team that I root for and I see some of the stuff that I've seen, I'm calling my own fans out. Like, what are you doing? Stop.
yeah.
Like, you're an idiot. What are we doing? So, yeah, it saddens me to say it. Some of the great Fenway's awesome. Foxborough, worst stadium to get in and out of that I've ever seen, but great place, great tailgate experience, everything, right? Um, the
It's
Garden,
fans that can ruin it.
one of the coolest arenas in all of hockey and basketball is the Garden. And anyway, so that's my number two. Let's get into it. Number one.
LeBron
Ladies and
James fans.
gentlemen, Steve Wood.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer. LeBron James fans.
Okay, that's different. Okay. Any
I've known
commentary
too
on it,
many
or
of
you
them,
just
and they're
okay?
just they. I don't know how they think that LeBron is better than Michael, but that is
Here
the
we
hardest
go.
argument that I just don't understand it. And
Okay.
do you remember Ricardo?
Yes.
He was a LeBron James fan. There's so many times I just wanted to smack him.
But he's in a wheelchair, man.
Well, that's why I didn't smack him.
That's the only reason.
Steve probably wanted to tip him out of that. He's got cerebral palsy, by the way.
Yes.
Anyway, all right,
And he was
Steve.
my nephew, so I wouldn't actually hit him, so everybody knows.
Great kid. Awesome kid. All right, Nick Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Brown. What is your number one, sir?
It's already been said. Steve, Philly fans.
Okay.
The
Yep.
only one that have a stadium jail and an on-site judge. They've had issues and fights with players, refs, police horses. Eagles games require extra mounted police. Like that whole town is, they don't know how to act in public.
No.
Booing their own
No.
players.
Yeah, and their mantra is "We don't care." It's like, dude, they're scumbags.
Guess what? Neither do I.
Yeah. Steve, Brandon, the stuff trainer. What is your number one, buddy? Let's hear it.
Wait, this is going to be his good one.
My number one is the one my worst personal experience I've ever had with. It's more of a event, I guess you could say.
Okay.
It's Las Vegas NASCAR. When they come to town, it turns to madness. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they are in Daytona or like in Indianapolis, but when they come to Vegas, it's like Drink City. Like, I worked security one one time while they were here, and that was like the worst weekend of my life having to deal with all that.
Okay.
I
So you're
ended up
saying NASCAR fans in general? Okay.
in NASCAR at Las Vegas. Like I said, I don't know how they are in
Oh,
Indianapolis or
they're the
like
same. I
Daytona
mean,
or
they're the same
They
elsewhere,
everywhere
but
drink
you
everywhere.
go. Yeah, they're the same everywhere they go. I mean,
No,
it's
they're not.
chaos. You know, it's they
They
party.
drink
That's
everywhere they go. I have many
Mhm.
friends that are huge fans that travel for
yeah,
NASCAR, and it's
yeah,
just it's like a concert festival for 3 days.
yeah.
It's
I went to
fantastic.
school with a guy that's he's a paramedic on their circuit or whatever. So yeah. So all right, well, my number one. It's kind of anticlimactic, but it is Philadelphia. Listen. I think, and this is again, when I come down, when I go with the NFL, it's like I'll say this over and over again. The NFL is quite literally every fan base has just trash human beings. I mean, it's just
For sure.
I've been to so many games, almost every single stadium in the NFL, and it's like it just is what it is. They're all stupid. I was using an example of the 49ers. There was a guy who was at a pisser, and he looks over at a guy and he's like, huh, Budweiser, huh? And the dude's buddy behind him forearm shivers him and explodes his face up against this wall. And then they beat this poor guy into a coma. His wife and two kids were in their seats, not
Wondering where
knowing
the
where he went. He ended up in a coma for like 6 weeks or something. I can't remember all the details. These guys were two bangers, and maybe they had gotten out of prison, if I remember correctly. One of them had just got recently was released out of prison. It's like that's not an excuse to me, man. I'm like, what are we doing?
they probably looked at him wrong.
He just said, looked over at him. He was in the other pisser, and he's like, Budweiser, huh? Per all the witnesses that were in the bathroom. It's like, what the F? If there hadn't been people there to break that fight up, they might have killed him. So anyway, it's like you can go down this laundry list of things. It's, it just, and then it doesn't stop there. It's the Phillies. It's the Flyers. It's the Sixers. It's like it just there's the amount of stories that you can look up about this fan base, and it's just like, dude, grow up, bro. Like this is pathetic. It's just pathetic behavior.
Yeah, 100%.
I
So
find it
yeah,
funny that none of us had Cleveland though.
so Cleveland was it's in my top 10. I mean,
Well, because
it's
I did a search on it.
yeah,
That's I did a search on worst fan moments, and the number one that comes up on the internet is called Malice at the Palace,
that was
and
in
that's apparently
Detroit.
when Detroit
Yeah,
players actually
players.
went into
Yep. Yeah,
the
they did. Ron
stands and started
Artest.
throwing fists at the fans
Yeah,
and
there was
back and forth. And
yeah, Ron Artest was one of the big names that did that.
Wasn't that
And
Meta? Wait, who's Meta War and Peace or whatever?
Meta World
that's
Peace.
Ron
That's
Artest.
our test. Mhm.
Is that Ron? All right.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, man, there was others that you could throw on there. Honestly, it's almost any NFL team at this point. It is what it is. Hockey, it's like, yeah, I had the Habs. Habs were close. Vancouver Canucks are pitiful. Like bad, dude. Um,
If this would have been top five most ignorant fan bases, I would have put the Coyotes in the top three.
Arizona as a whole. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's our top five, folks.